Good afternoon. What's up? Let's talk wrestling and let's talk wrestling with Big Dan. I am your host, Big Dan, and the SummerSlam is in the books, and man, was it an excellent show from top to bottom. I mean, I was impressed with SummerSlam last night, live from Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan. Had an attendance over 59,000 people were there last night. Um, well, let's get into the recap. First, we had Logan Paul versus Ricochet. It was a good match. I had a feeling it was going to be the first match because Logan Paul's brother Jake Paul was fighting last night, and he had to get to the match to watch his brother. Was a really good, intense match. Very good. Good starting match. And in the end, of course, someone handed Logan Paul a set of brass knuckles, and Logan Paul hit Ricochet with the brass knuckles to win the match. And that. So they're pushing Logan Paul. Who knows why? I don't understand why they're doing it. And that I really can't stand the guy, but oh well. But I gotta give that one. I gotta give it a good rating. About 5 stars. Yeah, about 2.5, 3 stars. It was pretty decent. And that. After that, we had one heck of a match between Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar. Cody Rhodes defeated Brock Lesnar last night. It was outstanding. I mean, you had back and forth. You had Brock was manhandling Cody. You had number of suplexes. You had Cody F5 twice on the ring floor, around the ring by the announce table, through the announce table. In that, you had Brock put him in the Kimura lock. You had Cody putting him into the Kimura lock. And that it was one of the best matches of the night. I gotta say, I gotta give that one like 5 stars. And that, I mean, I was really impressed. Back and forth match. I mean, in the end, Cody ended up winning in that, which I had a feeling he was going to. But the thing that got me was that after the match is over, Brock Lesnar and Cody shook hands and hugged each other. Brock breaking out of character, something you never thought you'd see. And that, but it was great sportsmanship. I mean, for a great match. It was great. It was, you seen how Brock was dominating Cody throughout the match. But then all of a sudden you seen how Cody came back. Brock kept kicking him out of the ring, telling him, hey, stay out, give up. Cody never gave up. They hit with the steel steps. And that. It was one heck of a match, ladies and gentlemen. I was very impressed. And now let's see what they do with Cody. I want to see Cody get the shot to go for Seth Rollins next. We'll get into that match. Seth versus Finn Balor later. Up next, we had the SummerSlam Battle Royal. It was pretty good. I mean, LA Knight, of course, ended up winning it. Sheamus and LA Knight were the last two. It was a sort of a given that was going to happen. Karrion Kross helped eliminate AJ Styles by attacking him, setting up for next Friday night. You got Karrion Kross versus AJ Styles on SmackDown. I gotta give this one was about 2 stars. I mean, I missed most of the match. I caught the tail end of it. I had something going on, so I had to take care of and that, but it was all right. Next we had, hold on one second. Next we had Shayna Baszler defeating Ronda Rousey by submission. It was a pretty good match. Early in the match, Shayna Baszler got hit in the nose, which looked like it was broken. Could have been broken. Could have had the broken nose. The ring doctors came out and took a look at her, to see if she was all right. And they twice looked at her nose because she got hit again. And that the match was all right. I got to give it 2.5 stars, but Shayna Baszler won. I hope they give her a push. Let her go for a championship. She was great in NXT, and I want to see her do it again. Get a push towards a championship. Hopefully one day she gets a championship. I said I'd give that about 2 stars. Next, we have Gunther defeating Drew McIntyre to retain the Intercontinental Championship, which was a good match in that. Back and forth, man. Gunther is one heck of a wrestler. I was talking to a friend of mine last night and saying remember how that Gunther was like a bigger guy when he first came in, a weight he lost. But the two mammoth guys, at least 6'5" or so, at least. In the end, it came out where Gunther was on the top rope. They're both on the top rope. Gunther knocked them off, and Drew McIntyre landed on the top rope, basically fell off, and Gunther pinned him 1, 2, 3. That was about a good 2-3 star match. I gotta say, maybe 3 stars on that one. Next, we had Seth Rollins defeating Finn Balor to retain the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Another great match. Finn Balor came out. He had on the injured shoulder from 7 years ago, on the injured shoulder, the number 7. Seth came out wearing part of the ring gear that he wore the night that he beat Finn Balor 7 years ago. There was no signs of Judgment Day at the beginning. Eventually, you had, Damian Priest came down, sort of like a distraction. Then you had Rhea and Dirty Dom come down, where they're all around the ring. At one point, Damian Priest actually tried to give Finn Balor the briefcase to actually hit Seth with. It was back and forth. It was one heck of a match between Finn and that. In the end, it ended up where Seth curb stomped him right off the briefcase. And Seth pinned him 1, 2, 3. And then there was no cash in on this match. He did not cash in his briefcase. He had to look down between the two, between Finn and Damian. Something's brewing between the two of them. In that, will Damian be kicked out of Judgment Day? Will Finn be kicked out of Judgment Day? We'll have to wait and see what happens on Monday night with this and see where Seth goes from here. Like I said, I want to see Dominic get a chance at the title. Then you had, for the triple threat for the WWE Women's Championship, where Bianca Belair won the match. Now, in the match, Bianca heard a thud come off the steps where you thought it was her sound like her knee hit the steps because she was grabbing her knee in a lot of pain. In that, the ring doctors came down, they helped her bringing her towards the back, bringing Bianca to the back, and Bianca ended up coming back to the ring and continue fighting. And at one point, Charlotte got the mist in the face. But in the end, Bianca Belair ended up winning the WWE Women's Championship. But hold on. Forgot one thing. I forgot about her. Io Sky came down. And she cashed in the briefcase, took care of it. And Io Sky is your new WWE Women's Champion. This was another outstanding match. Great ending. And you had Damage Control come out. Dakota Kai and Bailey both came out to celebrate with Io Sky in the very end. In that excellent match. And in the final match, the match of the night, the main event, Roman Reigns defeated Jey Uso to retain the WWE Universal Championship. Another great match. Back and forth, put through tables, chair shots, got into the crowd. Solo Sikoa did not come down with Roman in the beginning in that. He did come out and attack Jay when they were battling in the crowd, brought him back. Both guys could have won the match at different times. I mean, it was both, Jay had the chances, Roman had chances in that. But not a surprise. I did mention that this was going to happen. We have a turn. Jimmy Uso returned last night, and he caused his brother to lose the championship match. He pulled him out of the ring. They both stared at each other. Jimmy had this mean, dirty look on his face, all mad at him. And all of a sudden, Jimmy super kicks him right in the face, knocks him down, throws him back into the ring, and Roman retains. Yeah, it was upsetting to see Roman win. Even though we knew Roman was going to win it, we knew that the rumor was that Jimmy was going to come back and cost his brother the match, which the next pay-per-view is Payback in that. So we'll see what happens there in that. Pretty sure that's going to be one of the matches for Payback. Roman now, I'm reading he's not supposed to be at the next 3 pay-per-views. It has nothing to do with the next 3 pay-per-views. September, October, and not supposed to be at Survivor Series. So we'll see what they end up doing in regards to that. Over the Roman Jay match, I gotta give that about 4 stars. Pay-per-view overall, out of 5 stars, I've got to give it 4 stars. I was very impressed with the pay-per-view. One of the best pay-per-views I've seen in a long time. And that, very good. Let's see. Hey, no problem doing this. I enjoy doing it. We're going to be doing this more often with pay-per-view results. Talk about Raw, SmackDown, What else is there? News and everything. Not only WWE, but we'll talk about AEW and that. Yeah, I'm glad Cody and Seth won. Cody, I had a feeling he was going to win it. As I said, it was one of the best matches I had ever seen. In that, especially in the end when Cody and Brock hugged and gave each other or shook each other's hands. That was really something to see. Something you never thought you'd see out of Brock Lesnar, but he did last night. Yeah, well, it's going on 3 years in that for Roman since he lost the championship. You know, getting back to Gunther, I think the reason they got him still winning is because it's been 35 years since the Honky Tonk Man had the longest streak in history. In that, anybody remembers SummerSlam? I believe it was 1988, was when Brutus Beefcake was supposed to face the Honky Tonk Man that night. I believe that's when Brutus Beefcake actually was in that parasailing accident that basically busted his face. So that's the night that the Ultimate Warrior was the surprise opponent for him, where the Warrior beat the Honky Tonk Man for the Intercontinental Championship. So I think we're going to see for a little while yet, and after Gunther takes over the longest reign, we'll see where it goes from there and who his next opponent will be. Maybe Drew McIntyre again. And that. So, they said pay-per-view was about 4 stars. It was a really good pay-per-view. Not disappointing at all. We'll have to see what happens on Monday night. I'm sure Cody will be talking. Maybe he'll be pushing towards going after the championship now that he beat Brock. See what happens with Seth. See what happens between with Rhea. And I was surprised Rhea wasn't in the pay-per-view tonight or last night. In that, not wrestling. No tag team championship match at SummerSlam, which was surprising too. Plus, you got Trish and Becky. What's going to happen with those two now? They're supposed to be having their match and that. So, yeah. So, thank you for tuning in. And we will be back next time. Y'all have a good rest of your day.